Before the review starts, this is a spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Fred is going to spoil this big time. Spoiler! Fred MacGuffin. Fred MacGuffin reviews. Da, 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 da. Starting over, 1979. Comedy romance starring Burt Reynolds, Candice Bergen, and Jill Clayburgh. So yeah, 1979, an oldie but a goodie, just like me. Okay, so we have Alan J. Pakula directing this, and he also produced this as well. And yeah, you may know him. He's done some great stuff, and it seems like a different type of movie for him. He directed Clute, The Parallax View, All the President's Men, Sophie's Choice, Presumed Innocent, Consenting Adults, The Pelican Brief, and The Devil's Own. And he's also a producer, and he produced a lot of those movies as well. And he also produced To Kill a Mockingbird. Yes, a classic. Watch that one if you can get the chance. So, great director and producer behind this, Alan J. Pakula, like Dracula. And also we have a producer behind, we have a writer behind this called James L. Brooks. Now, this guy's a legend. He created The Simpsons. He wrote Terms of Endearment, As Good as It Gets, Broadcast News, How Do You Know, Spanglish. He also created the TV show Taxi and the Mary Tyler Moore Show. So this guy's a legend. He knows comedy, great writer. I think he directed a lot of those movies as well, Terms of Endearment and As Good as It Gets. And I'll have to check that. You check it, why don't you? There's some homework for you. Go and check it. Okay, and it's also based on a novel by Dan Wakefield. So that's where they got their foundation, their starting point from for this. And this movie is like a warm, cozy hug of a movie. It's nice, and yeah, it's like Terms of Endearment or As Good as It Gets. You have these nice, likable characters, or characters. Well, Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets wasn't likable, but then he becomes likable after a while. You know, he grows on you like a wart. Yeah. Okay, so we have our main character, Burt Reynolds. He plays Phil Potter, and he's married to a gorgeous woman called Jessica, played by Candice Bergen. Now, you know Burt Reynolds, he's a legend. He's been in Boogie Nights, Smokey and the Bandit 1, 2, and 3, Deliverance, Cannonball Run 1 and 2, The Mean Machine. So yeah, he can do action, he can do comedy, and in this one it's like a departure for him. He has to he's toning down his comedy persona. His laugh is very recognizable, and he doesn't use it much in this. It's sort of toned down. So he's doing a different performance here. Trivia. Originally, the director wasn't sure about Burt Reynolds for this, but Burt went in and done some auditions and convinced him that he was the right man for the job. So, good man, Burt. And yeah, he's enjoyable in this. He's liked him in this. Now, Candice Bergen. She's been in Boston Legal, Murphy Brown, Bride Wars, Miss Congeniality, The Wind and the Lion, Gandhi, just to name but a few. She plays the ex-wife. She basically dumps Phil because she wants to get out of his shadow, and she wants to sing and write songs, and she also had an affair with Phil's boss. So she wants a divorce. Poor Phil. So this knocks the stuffing out of Phil. This knocks his confidence. You know, he suffers from a crisis of confidence, and he moves out of the city. I think he lives closer to his brother Mickey, played by Charles Durning, and you've seen him in The Sting, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and Dog Day Afternoon, and another very likable character. And his wife Marva Potter is played by Frances Sternhagen, and she's been in Misery, Outland, The Mist, and Raising Cain. So okay, so he's getting out of the city. He's going to start a new life. He gets an apartment. He gets this, refurbished. He's trying to get over the big loss in his life, Jessica. He still has a hankering for her. He still loves her, but she wants him to move on. She wants to move on, and yeah, what his job is, he writes articles for travel magazines, the magazines that you'd see in an airplane behind the barf bags, and that's his job. But he wants to change his job. He wants to start teaching creative writing in a junior college. So that's his sort of ambition. That's what he'd like to do. Now, through his brother and sister-in-law, he meets Marilyn Holmberg, or Marilyn Holmberg, played by Jill Clayburgh. Now, Jill Clayburgh has been in Running with Scissors, An Unmarried Woman, Bridesmaids, Silver Streak, and Semi Tough. And she's also a very likable actress. She's great in this, and she becomes Phil's love interest. And he meets her. Yeah, there's little nuances here about how he meets her. For example, they're both on the same bus. They don't know each other. They're both going to Mickey's little shindig, and they're both going the same way. And poor Marilyn thinks she's got a stalker or a crazy guy following her, and she confronts Phil and gets annoyed at him for being a creep, and she runs to Mickey's house and tells them there's a maniac following her, a crazy guy, and then Phil walks in and you know yeah Phil walks in and she's very embarrassed. So yeah, things like that, little. So yeah, you're getting comedy gold nuggets like that in the movie, sort of your everyday occurrences that you know yeah, worth a chuckle, worth a giggle. And what else do we have? Yeah, we have and then of course, lo and behold, we have Jessica ringing Phil after a certain amount of time that they're separated, and she's crying to him on the phone, and he thinks, yes, she wants me back, and she's crying because her single's been really successful, and she doesn't want him back. She just wants to tell him the good news that her music is working out for her, and he's a bit downhearted because of that. Things like that, those sort of everyday funny occurrences in life that James L. Brooks is great at writing. Now, I've never read the book that it's based on, but I think after watching this, you'd like to get your hands on it and read it and see what the difference is between the two. Now, Jill Clayburgh. Yeah, I told you what she's in. Okay, I told you what she's in. God, yeah, okay. Now, what else? I'm spoiling the movie, but I'm just talking about some of the key stuff in it. So yeah, Phil meets Marilyn and strikes up a relationship with her, and yeah, things are going great. They're sort of, she doesn't want to rush into a new relationship, and she sort of says, look, we need to slow things down. So Phil goes on a date with a friend of Marilyn's, and that doesn't work out, and he says to her, look, come on, let's just meet and talk and have a date where we, maybe no romance, just chatting. And yeah, so he wants to strike up a relationship with her as soon as possible. What else do we have here? So yeah, he's getting his life back together. He gets a job at the college teaching, and he's getting over Jessica. And the day that he decides to move in with Marilyn, he gets her to guess who's waiting in his apartment. You guessed it, Jessica's there. Jessica wants him back. So we get that sort of storyline. Jessica wants him back. He's already, formed a relationship with Marilyn. He wants to move in with her. Things are just getting going for him. He's just, you know. So yeah, he's got a decision to make. Obviously, he still has a hankering for Jessica. He's still in love with her. And we get that, you know, sort of dynamic there. What does he do? He's got these big decisions to make. And, oh yeah, one thing he also does is join a divorced men's group. And yeah, that's also very funny. There's some great actors in that group that you'll know when you see. And yeah. Okay, what else is in this? Now, Jessica rings at Thanksgiving, and Phil is there with Michael and Marva, and Michael and Marva's son, and he starts chatting to Jessica on the phone, and he doesn't say, "I'm here with my girlfriend, Jessica." He doesn't say that because she answers the phone, and Jessica's upset. So yeah, he's still trying not to break the ties with Jessica and just say, "Look, I've got a new girlfriend. Forget about it. Stop annoying me. Ring me up on Thanksgiving." But anyway, yeah, Jessica comes back into his life, and just when he's moving on, and she wants him back, he drives her back to her motel, and yeah, I mean, Candice Bergen is gorgeous. Jessica Potter is gorgeous. He's tempted. He's very tempted, and of course, he does go back with her. And of course, and later on in the movie, he has an anxiety attack. He's going out shopping for a sofa with Marilyn, and he has an anxiety attack, and he doesn't know what to do. He's having a crisis. He's got a great woman with Marilyn. He's got a great woman with Jessica. What does he do? And of course, he goes back to Jessica. Ah, okay. So yeah, he goes back to Jessica. But when he gets back now, Marilyn, of course, says to him, "Do never contact me again. Don't do it, please. I don't want to know. Just this is it. You're going back to Jessica and never contact me again." Okay, so he does, and it doesn't work out with Jessica. Of course, it doesn't, because he's met Marilyn, and Marilyn is the woman for him. But Marilyn has been set up with a basketball player by Michael and Marva, by Mickey and Marva, and he goes. Our big finale is in a basketball arena. Phil wants to get her back, and of course we have a great uplifting chat with Marva or Marilyn, and he gets her back with a sofa. He brings a sofa as well, and yeah, so yeah, it's that sort of great writing. It's very uplifting. We're rooting for Phil and Marilyn to get together, and that kind of. And this could be, I suppose, it's sort of set in Thanksgiving and Christmas, so you could have it'd be a great movie for that time of year. That sort of holiday movie, and yeah, love the ending. There's great bits in this. I mean, when he's having his breakdown in the department store, there's a crowd of people gathered around watching his this sort of scene, and I think Mickey's there, and he asks, "Does anyone have a Valium?" And about 10 people reach for their pockets and handbags trying to get a Valium for him. So jokes like that, yeah, great stuff. So yeah, starting over. As I said, it's a warm, woolly, huggy blanket of a movie, and yeah, you should definitely try and check it out. I watched this on Talking Pictures, which is a satellite channel in Europe, but I'm sure it's available on DVD or Blu-ray somewhere. And I've never seen it though, but if I do see it, I will be picking it up because it's a nice movie, really nice. Great actors, great director, all good stuff. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, but I probably should have given it a 4. It's very close to a 4. I think if I had seen this back in 1979, I probably would have given it a 4 for definite. But the fact that it feels a bit familiar might be the reason. But look, Burt Reynolds goes for it as with a different toned down character. No mustache. He shaves off the mustache, and he's going for it here as an everyday man, not your movie star persona. So he does well. And yeah, starting over. Loved it. Loved it. Starting over has been reviewed by Fred MacGuffin. Oh yeah.